Hey, we still have more Premier League action and everything is coming thick and fast. And first off, we're starting with the defending champions who will not be defending their crown this time around, obviously. And starting with Manchester City, it feels weird to say that Manchester City they are not even in a top two battle, they are in a top five battle at this point. It feels weird to say that. And Victor, they actually cannot afford to drop any more points because the top five race is starting to heat up. But anyways, do you think it's going to be straightforward win against Leicester City?
Yeah, definitely. Leicester going down. I'm not even sure they can even lay a glove on City at this point. I expect Man City to dominate. I expect Man City to win, especially since, as you mentioned, they really need the 3 points. Um, Fifth place should be enough for Champions League football next season, and Guardiola will want to secure that as early as possible. Even if Haaland doesn't play, it's very, very difficult to see Leicester getting anything out of this game.
Yeah, fair enough. I think I agree too with that one. And over to you, Max. This fixture might not exactly have any impact on the title race. It's probably just going to bring headlines or whatnot. But can Everton delay the inevitable of Liverpool winning the league by maybe causing an upset at Anfield?
Yeah, so we all know that Liverpool have nothing to fight for this season, only Premier League, but they're definitely win it already. So the only thing to talk about here is this is a big derby, historic derby. So probably I feel like Liverpool need a revenge. So I actually see them dominate this game, score at least 3 goals. I can see Everton score, but only one. So I feel like it's gonna be a pretty easy game for Liverpool.
Yeah, fair enough. And over to you, Victor. Chelsea and Tottenham will take on each other, and this game doesn't feel like the London Derby. It should feel like, especially because of Spurs, who are not even in the conversation for anything regarding an European spot. Chelsea have also dropped from massively since December, so it doesn't seem like the fireworks that this game would usually bring. But regardless, who do you think comes out on top in this London Derby?
And it's such a toss-up, this one. I actually left it out of our predictions show because I genuinely have no idea what to expect. Spurs are Spurs.
Yeah.
Chelsea are they're much more Spursy than they were in the first half of the season. It's a really tough
Yeah.
one to call this one. There are arguments to be made for any outcome. If you put me on the spot, I'll probably say Chelsea win, but I'm far from convinced with any sort of football that they're trying to play. It's just disjointed. It's not convincing in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, fair enough. I think that's the same reason to I actually ignore them in all my picks. You really don't know what to get with both sides. Sports are really terrible at the moment, and even Chelsea, for all of their attacking potence, they don't seem to, flatter much. And sometimes they could score three, and then they could go on to struggle to score a goal. And also, some of their key players are struggling. Palmer is not, his usual self and stuff like that. So yeah, it's actually very tricky. But yeah, moving on to yet another side fighting for a Champions League spot, and that's no one else but Newcastle. They're also, doing well this season. Max, do you think they'll be able to see off Brentford?
Yes, we should take in mind that this is going to be first home game for Newcastle after winning the EFL Cup, so it might be a point for them to show themselves. But actually, we shouldn't forget that Brentford somehow won 5 away games in a row, so it might be a hard game because we saw Brentford doing pretty well on the road. So I do see both teams scoring, but the home crowd with first trophy in 70 years should be key for Newcastle to win this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much well said. I think the same as well. I think it's going to be tough, contested toughly, but I think Newcastle should have it in them to grind out a win anyhow, even though it might be close, but Newcastle should be able to squeeze out a win there. But actually backing them to do that. And Of course, this round of fixtures are actually more straightforward than our previous video. Manchester City, straightforward win against Leicester City. That's what we expect. Liverpool and Everton, it's a little tricky, but anyhow the game goes, Victor doesn't care because the league is more or less wrapped up. I don't think
I'm still
Victor.
sticking. I'm still sticking with my draw prediction.
Okay, yeah, even though you're like 4 game weeks late to predict a draw. If this had happened 4 weeks ago, maybe Arsenal would have gotten a better incentive. But yeah, you're like 4 game weeks late. And Chelsea and Tottenham, we really don't know what to expect in that game. We really don't know what to see. So we'll just have to see however that game comes. And Newcastle also backing them, see of Brentford and push for the Champions League spot, which is going to be very interesting because even with 5 teams potentially going, we have about 7 to 8 teams realistically pushing for it, and it promises to be interesting and to see those who will make it. Maybe we would even do a video specifically on, who we think will go to the Champions League next season. But yeah, that's all we have for viewers in this episode. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, leave a comment in the comment section below. And also, aside YouTube, you can also catch us on Telegram as well. We're also on Facebook. We're also on X and all our social media handles will be placed right there on our screen for you to follow and make sure you don't miss out on all fronts.